welcome to Roo Nation. I'm Michael Dean. I'm the Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. You may be wondering, what is student life and how is that here to help my student? We are composed of residence life, student activities, also food service and student conduct are a part of our portfolio.
What should students expect when living and learning at Austin College?
One of the big reasons why we're residential is, one, it gives students an opportunity to engage with a variety of cultures and people who may have grown up differently than them, whether it be through their faith, whether it be through the part of the country or part of the state that they live in. But it also helps students understand that they've got to compromise in certain situations, that communication is key, and give students some of those soft skills about interacting with others.
Here at Austin College, it is highly encouraged to get involved. When students are engaged and involved, they become vested in their college experience. Also, getting involved in campus organizations helps their social and emotional learning and development of soft skills such as self-awareness, self-motivation, conflict resolution, stress management, and effective communication skills. There are lots of ways to get involved on campus here at Austin College. In fact, there are over 70 organizations that you can be a part of. One of the first opportunities for getting involved is the Opportunities Fair at the beginning of the fall semester.
What if I'm nervous about the transition to living in a residence hall with a roommate?
The first thing to remember is that be nervous about living with a stranger in a small area that you've never seen or never met before is completely normal. So first of all, just know that that's part of the process, and spoiler alert, everyone else feels that way too. So first and foremost, just know that we here in the Student Life Office, we have your back when we do roommate matches. We go through and are purposeful about who we match up and where we assign them to set you up for success with your future roommate. Additionally, know that when you get to campus, you'll work with your resident assistants and resident managers to do a roommate contract to help have those conversations with your new roommate about when do we want to go to bed, what can we do when we study, what are our thoughts on having guests over, who buys snacks when and where and what kind of snacks, to help you have those conversations and help build off of that throughout the course of the year if you do have issues. Just know that if you do have roommate issues, which is rare but sometimes happens, you can reach out and work with your resident assistant or resident manager, your community coordinator who's the full-time staff member that oversees your area, who can help have those conversations and help you transition to have a positive experience with your roommate.
What are your tips for what and what not to bring when moving to campus?
The main things besides a can-do attitude and pen and paper to be ready for classes is that while your rooms are furnished, you want to make sure that you bring bedding, make sure you bring your toiletries, make sure you bring a towel, shampoo, conditioner, any medicines that you might need. We do strongly recommend that you reach out to your assigned roommate to coordinate on what things to bring, because while our rooms are spacious, they're not big enough for two 75-inch flat screen TVs. So make sure you coordinate on that. We also want to remind students and families that anything you move into the residence hall, you also have to move out at the end of the year, so just make sure you're being judicious on what it is you bring. Also make sure that you bring trinkets, tchotchkes, pictures, things from home to really make your space your own. In terms of what not to bring, please make sure that you review our Living on Campus brochure, which is available on our Living on Campus website. In addition to covering what items are prohibited, it also gives size limitations for items you can bring, such as mini fridges. So please make sure you review that so you don't show up on move-in day with any items that you'll just have to turn around and pack right back up.
What conversations would you suggest we have as a family before moving to campus?
The first is to set some expectations about communication. How often do you all want to communicate between yourselves? Is it once a day? Is it weekly? Maybe setting a set date and time that you will call each other or Zoom each other. Challenge them to stay on campus. Please do this. This is so important. Please don't let them come back home those first couple of weekends. We really want them to engage on campus, meet those friends that will be their friends, for the rest of their life. When things get challenging, encourage your student to advocate for themselves. We have lots of resources around campus that they can begin with, but it's really important that they advocate for themselves and that you're not stepping in unless they've done everything they feel like they can do. And then we certainly encourage parents to contact our office as well. Another thing that I would encourage is for them to start practicing doing their own laundry, setting their own alarm, waking up on their own. Some of those things that are going to be real important once they get here and you aren't here to help them do those things. We would certainly also encourage you to have them come by and visit with us in Student Life. We want to help them get connected to as many things around campus as possible, and we're a good resource for that.
If you have any more questions, visit us at the Austin College Student Life website or email us at studentlife@austincollege.edu.